Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at strange and creepy TikToks that are gonna make you question everything. What is that?
Is that?
I thought it was like somebody up there, maybe like fishing or something.
I'm scared. Honestly, is it a snake? There's no way.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Do it for the camera. Action. Oh my God.
That's a little mini dinosaur. Birds are dinosaurs.
And I couldn't understand, and still don't understand to this day, how some of your most dangerous prisoners can be in a prison, and the guard is like my mom or your mom, and she's saying, lock down, go to your room, and all these dudes go to the room.
Do you know?
Kanye West said slavery was a choice, right? And everybody got mad at him, right? And I just agreed with him because I'm saying these dudes are doing life. How do you just do life?
Thousands of dudes doing life.
How you don't want to escape? They don't even try to escape. Now they're gonna be mad at me for saying this. We're gonna go out there. You see the pictures of them walking behind the horse. We're gonna call him Bossa, Boss Man. You know, all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
They had you picking cotton?
Picking cotton, picking corn, work in the field. Still to this day, they work in the field.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, Apple just announced that they dropping the iPhone 16. It looks like a piece of shit. It looks like the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12, the small one. I mean, you know, Apple, y'all done ran, ever since Steve Jobs died, y'all creativity done just went to shit. I mean, what who's the visionary over there? Where they at? Huh? Did they all jump ship and go to Samsung? What the fuck are y'all doing over there at Apple? I know what you're doing. You're robbing people by just putting a new number on the same old goddamn phone, talking about, well, it uses a bunch of AI. I don't want AI in my motherfucking shit. Listen to me all goddamn day, learning how to motherfucking make human motherfucking words and shit where I'm obsolete.
He ain't lying. I don't want AI on my phone either.
It's not that bad. Every show you knock that back. That's Breakfast of Champions, right?
What does this do?
What's in it, well? It's all greens, multivitamins, all your nutrition that your body ever needs.
Oh God. It smells like liquid poop.
Yeah, but he's not gonna like, this is his first time having it, man.
It's like dinosaur pee.
Wait until you get to stadium. You got that in your system. When you get to the second phase of the
I'm
show,
16 hours every day. Okay.
you won't be 16 forever.
So we got a plane above the moon. How's that happen?
How on this flight the moon is below the horizon
Because it's local.
by quite some way.
Who want to explain these? How do you have a moon below the horizon? Is it really as far away as they tell us?
Hold on, because everybody laughing, but what's going on in Springfield is true. It's a girl on TikTok right now crying, breaking down because she said it's What Donald Trump said about Springfield is true, and it's people in the comments that are in Springfield that are saying that it is true. She said it's creepy ass agents lurking, creeping, everything, and decapitating cats. She said she's scared to even just walk outside. She said she's homeless for no reason because she's scared to even go outside. And I think that's crazy. And they tried to fact check Trump at the debate, but he wasn't wrong. It's people from Springfield right now saying that he was actually speaking facts. And that's crazy. I'm not with Trump, but hey, was he lying?
This is happening in the United States of America right now. I don't care what color you are. I do not care what political affiliation you are. This is a We the People post. I live in the state of Oklahoma, and it was cloudy and I wanted to go fishing. So if you like to fish, then you know that's really, really a good time to fish. So I had called my daughter up, one of my daughters, and said, hey, you want to go fishing? She says, sure, no problem. And we decide she's going to pick me up. So she comes over, we throw our tackle box, poles, everything in the back of her car, and we take off. And here at our lake, just a regular lake, like you can catch as many fish as you want, put them back, eat them, whatever you want to do with them. So we pull into the lake, and right away I noticed that the state of Oklahoma game wardens are standing behind a guy. No big deal, right? I'm like, he's just doing his job. Probably checking for fishing license or tribal ID. I'm not sure if all states are like this, but in Oklahoma, half of Oklahoma is tribal land, and so the natives can fish with their tribal ID or hunt. Anyways, that's why I said tribal ID. So anyways, we drive around to the lake to go to our favorite fishing hole. And my daughter, she was changing her lure, and she catches a whole lot more fish than me, so I thought I'm going to get down there and go ahead and get started, so maybe I can get one before she gets down there and outfishes me like always. So I walk on down to the lake, and I'm just down there enjoying my time fishing, and I notice a little while later that the state of Oklahoma game wardens had started to drive that way, and there's a whole lot of people fishing. Please go to part 2. I really, really want you to hear my story. It's something you all need to be aware of. Go to part 2. Thank you.
Joe, why she do that? I'm pretty sure Tik Toks can be like 30 minutes nowadays. She could have just kept making it. You ain't have to make no part 2, man. They be leaving us on the edge so we can go back and click the next video. I think I might have to go see the next video.
Has anybody ever heard a little ringing in your ear before? And they tell you it's tinnitus? No, that's the ancestors talking to you. I was reading this book that was written back in the 1700s about the ringing in the ears and how it's the ancestors saying, you messing up, I'm here, baby, call me. I got your back. And they want us to cut off our connection with the spiritual umbilical cord. Are you crazy? As your chakras get aligned, it gets ting, ting. And what's the original name for the ear? Tambourine. Now, hold it. Eardrum. Now. Saturn is so important. Your cycle of rest, okay? When you are in your last cycle, your rest cycle, which is the last 52 days before your next birthday, everything you do is gonna fail. It's a chill. If you really think about right before your birthday, how you feel, don't you feel? And then when your birthday comes, you're like, yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah. You know, and then we talk about the pants sagging in the back. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Well, it's basically to get your spine out of line. That's why it's a fad. It was my baby brother who opened my eyes to this. He used to have his pants sagging, and then he said, man, I got to start dressing. You know, I got to get my thing right, my swagger back. I can't be doing this with my pants sagging. And he went to go put on a shoe. This is Stacey Adams, and couldn't walk in them. Because he's so used to this. And dragging. It destroys your, you don't have a swagger. You know, back in the day, the brothers had a walk. You'll be like, oh, look at that. Now they just got the gorilla thing. When's the last time you seen a brother with just his swagger? And then you can't help it because you don't see it that much, and you just be like, damn. You know, reminisce. You know? I said, I seen you all the way up the street. You got your swagger. Because he owned his wall. You know? Most conscious brothers have their natural swagger because they're confident. They hold their head up high because they know who they are. Their spine is straight. Their chin is high. They don't have to do this. You know, they come to you strong. And that sagging pants thing, they just don't even know it's psychological warfare.
It's physically also, it's their knees.
Yeah, it bends your spine, osteoporosis, okay, and jump right out of them. I seen them do it. They have sweatpants under it. I seen them in my neighborhood. And the police come, they walk right out of them. You done just let about a $50 pair of jeans, like your DNA ain't on it. Like the cops is not gonna pick those pants up. I mean, it's oxymorons. But I've seen it, you know, but they don't realize it. The way that they wear their hats, you know, with it sitting on top high. They don't even know what that symbol means. Only thing you're saying is you're a mark. You know, sheep's headed to the pen. Attention. Pay attention. Everybody out there got on white or black t-shirts. No identity. They have an identity crisis, but they don't know who they are. I got the green baby fat, so what? She got the purple. You still ain't got you. Oh, my gear in style. Style, what happened to class? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we stuck on Diddy and all of that, but at the same time, they are meeting today, the UN and the World Health Organization. And many of you that have any understanding about the World Health Organization, that's the ones that's, when a pandemic happens, they're the ones that do most of the speaking about it, okay? Well, today, from my understanding, they're supposed to be going in there looking over different deals or whatnot to give them more power over the people when it comes to a pandemic. And y'all know as well as I do, that's something we do not want or need in this country, in the world, period. Because it basically gives them the strength to, I don't know, your kids in school, and they say some pandemic or whatever, they don't need to ask us for permission to jab our children. They will literally be able to do it for themselves. And if they figure you're in your home and they think you have something and you don't want to get jabbed, it'll give them the right to take you from your home. And I'm pleading with the ones that don't like Trump. And I see people on here don't even have a reason for it, but please understand me when I say this. This is very serious to our sovereignty, our freedom as Americans and as human beings. We have to stop with this hate, divide, BS and look at what's going on. Why do you think they're pushing all these things now before Trump say he gets in office? Because they know what he's going in there to do. He's going to stop these things, y'all. Don't y'all understand this? Please, listen. And I'm just saying this for people to really wake up, man, and see what's going on for yourself. Look it up. Don't, listen, don't allow these people to distract you, to mind fuck you. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect people because you know I don't curse, but this is something I really need to get out there because it's important. I'm tired of speaking until I can't speak anymore, trying to convince the people, forget convince, trying to get the people to look at everything for what it really is and stop with the following the crowd or stop with the I just hate this person and actually say to yourself, hold on, let me really see what's going on because all of our futures is at stake if we don't make the right choice. And say, for instance, Trump gets in office. I don't believe none of the stuff they're trying to tell us he's going to do bad for the people. I look at what he's done in those 4 years, and they say he's a racist. But honestly, what worse when he was in office happened compared to what's happening now?
I'm just
we
saying.
We can't even live anymore, man. There are more homeless people. Man, I'm watching little kids out there standing on the streets with water and Gatorade trying to make money for their families, man. This ain't nothing I'm used to seeing, and this is not something I know none of y'all want to see for the next 10, 15, 20 years. We got to wake up, man, and actually think and say, you know what? Maybe those people do have something. Maybe they right. Let's start looking into it so we can actually go the right direction, man. It ain't about Trump. If it was another man, it could have been Mickey the Mouse. But if he was spitting the same things that Trump is putting out there for the people, and he was doing the same thing that I know Trump is going to do to help this country, then I'm going to vote Mickey Mouse ass into the White House. But it's Trump. And yes, I'm going to put my vote in. I got to, man. And so I'm telling all the Trump supporters, get out there, get your vote in. And Kamala Harris supporters, please do me one favor. Just look at everything for what it is. Let's not make a mistake that's going to jeopardize every one of our futures.
He ain't lying. Just do your own research.
Human beings are not conscious or not aware. Awareness is not the property of a human being, of a human mind, or a human body. Only awareness is aware. Right? Nothing else is aware. There's no question of a computer ever becoming aware. There's no question of a cat or a dog being aware. There's no question of a human being aware. Only awareness is aware. It is not we as people who are aware. It is we as awareness who are aware. And everything is a manifestation of the activity of that awareness. But that doesn't mean that everything that appears in awareness is itself aware. It's very easy to check this in your own experience. Would you agree, Keith, that your own thoughts appear in awareness? It's kind of obvious that thoughts, even, I mean, I know you share this understanding, but even someone who doesn't share this understanding would agree with us that our thoughts appear in consciousness, in awareness. I always use the words awareness and consciousness synonymously. So we agree that thoughts appear in awareness. They're not put into awareness from the outside. They arise from within awareness. Therefore, the ultimate analysis, what is a thought made of?
Awareness.
Awareness. It's just like this, for the same reason a current arises in the ocean. It's only made of the ocean. A thought arises in awareness, can only be made of awareness. Now, is a thought itself aware? For instance, can a thought hear our conversation? Can a thought feel sorrow or taste coffee? Can a thought have an experience? No. So a thought is an object that appears in awareness. It is made of awareness, that's obvious to us all, but it is not itself aware. Now, if that is our actual experience, I'm not talking philosophy here, this is just an experience that everyone can verify themselves. So if we have the experience of an object appearing in awareness, made of awareness, but is not itself aware, then why couldn't this be an object that appears not in a limited awareness, not in a finite mind, but why couldn't an object such as a glass appear in a universal awareness, be made of that awareness, and yet not itself be aware? In other words, it would appear as an inanimate object, just as our thoughts are inanimate objects appearing in our minds. It's an instance of the same fact of experience. So a computer, ultimately everything is an appearance in awareness, made of awareness, but that doesn't mean to say that things have awareness. Awareness is not a property of any of its individual parts. Awareness is the nature of the whole. The individual parts are just how that awareness, how the activity of that awareness appears from the localized perspective of a finite mind.
Right. So, back to one of your
first points. Do we
Just keep using the
sorry
so everyone
yes.
can hear it.
Do we have awareness?
No. Well, it depends what you mean by we. If you
the
mean
person.
No.
How is that different from an AI program?
An AI program doesn't have awareness.
Nor do I.
No, only awareness.
Only awareness
has awareness.
Only
not has awareness. Only awareness is aware.
Right.
So an AI program, a computer, will never acquire awareness. However sophisticated it becomes, it will never become aware. However sophisticated your thoughts are, they will never become aware.
Nor will I, the person.
No.
Again.
But because ultimately, you as a person, you don't really exist. The person doesn't have its own discrete, independent existence. The only entity, which is of course not an entity, the only thing, which is of course not a thing, there is this infinite, indivisible whole reality, consciousness. From its point of view, which is of course the only real point of view because it is all that is real, there are no parts, no objects, no person, no computer, no glass, no table. People, glasses, computers, tables, these are only such from the localized perspective of a finite mind.
Right, they're waves on the ocean.
So from this localized perspective, the one infinite reality appears as a multiplicity and diversity of objects and selves. That's just an appearance. What's it an appearance of? The one infinite, indivisible reality. So from its point of view, from the point of view of reality, there's the whole debate about whether people have consciousness, whether computers have consciousness. It's a moot subject. That there are no individual people, objects, selves, entities, either to have consciousness or not to have consciousness. It's a conversation that is based on a faulty assumption, namely that human beings have consciousness or are conscious. But once we realize that only the one infinite whole is conscious, but is consciousness, is awareness itself. That once that is clear, then the conversation about whether computers will one day become conscious or not, or where the line is drawn between those that are conscious and those that aren't, all this is just based on the old paradigm.
Yeah.
This old, worn-out paradigm that human beings are discrete, separate, independently existing entities that are born, they acquire consciousness, and so on. This is just an old, worn-out model. It's like believing the Earth was flat or the sun goes around the Earth. It's just an old paradigm that is hopefully in its final stages.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't believe, dude. The guy that was asking him the question, that's the guy that made sense to me. He's basically telling the guy, okay, if we don't have consciousness, right? If it's just there, then how are you going to tell me that AI does not have consciousness as well? You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't have it and they don't have it and it's just there and it's just aware of itself, then AI probably has some sense of awareness that is aware of itself. But does AI know that? No, it doesn't. But it has this growing within itself. So I do believe that AI can become conscious.
We have a big deal that's going on right now. As a matter of fact, it's going on in New York. The United Nations is meeting. And right now, they are discussing how they will take sovereignty from all countries in the world. All countries who are members of the United Nations or who are members of the World Health Organization, who They are discussing whether you give up national sovereignty in the case of whatever they deem is like a health emergency. If this does not scare you, I can't tell you that anything else that will. We have been hearing about this new whatever order for many, many years, but let me tell you, it is right here in our faces. And right now, they're doing all of these things because they're very afraid that Donald Trump might win again. And let me tell you what Trump did. When he was president and he went to these organizations, he ended our relationship with the World Health Organization because he saw what they had planned. That they had planned to go in and create emergencies and then say because of those emergencies that they created, that then they had the power to supersede any other country's sovereignty. They were superseding our U.S. Constitution. That is what they're meeting in New York for tomorrow, which I believe is September 23rd. If I'm not mistaken, that is what they're meeting about. If that does not scare you, that a non-government organization, and do you understand that organizations like the World Health Organization that's basically funded by billionaires like Bill Gates who believe in over-vaccinating people, and we know what happened with him in Africa, and if you don't know, then you can go to YouTube and find out, or you can go to X and find out, because, you know, if you're looking for something and you use Google, you know it's not going to come up. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that everyone understood what a terrible situation we're in right now. Biden, we understand, is over there doing whatever. But right now, they're pushing all of these agendas that they know are detrimental to 99% of the people in the world. If this happens, then we will not have a U.S. Constitution. You understand that. That you have people that no one voted for. We did not vote for anyone in the World Health Organization. And I will tell you about these organizations like this. These organizations are put together. These wealthy groups decide that they want to create an organization that's going to be over health care. And so that's exactly what they do. They create their own little organizations and say, guess what? We're going to be over health care, and we're going to be able to go and do just like they did in Australia. You know, in Australia, they went and took the kids from their homes or took them from schools and vaccinated them without their parents' consent. You know that they can do that. They also have these camps that they call it, so that if someone has whatever pandemic or plandemic they have at the time, they can go and take the people out of their homes and put them into these camps. They are meeting about that in New York City tomorrow, okay? U.S. senators, Republican senators, are opposed to it. Harris, Biden are in favor of it. They're in favor of giving up our U.S. sovereignty.
This whole Diddy stuff is just a big cover-up for what's really going on in the world. You think they really care about Diddy that much? For real, though? To constantly be throwing it in the news? Look, they know how to entice people. They arrest Diddy, and the first thing they say, 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and the world goes crazy. Who really cares? You know what I'm saying? There's real stuff going on in the world.
So yesterday, I kept seeing apology tours by white creators who are being caught saying the N-word. So as the night goes on, I lay down. Anytime I lay down in my bed, it's over. I'm about to get 1,000 messages. So as soon as I laid down, I kept hearing in my head, your attention is the currency. Money is the illusion, but your attention is the thing. Wherever you put your attention, abundance and expansion is destined to come. Then I got that we operate as a collective consciousness. As much as they try to separate us, we are not separate. And that's the fucking gag. We set the foundation for everything. We decide what music is gonna pop. We decide what trends are gonna stick. The entire society is built off of their ability to capture our attention. That's why it's very important for them to have our approval. And what I'm seeing on TikTok is that they're starting to notice it after the fact. So of course they're gonna pander to you. But the problem comes in when we don't have a strong masculine principle and we're not actually making conscious decisions throughout our day. Because the moment that we realize that they're pandering and that they don't actually like us, the first thing that we should do is take our power back, and our power is our attention. Sis said take that like back, that comment back, and then block them. But a lot of us have normalized people not liking us. So to us, we feel like it's not a big deal, but it is a big fucking deal. Because the profit comes from our engagement. So the example she gave me was like when an artist tries to cross over, they don't think that they've made it until they're an international artist. We're the crossover. So we need to start actually directing society based off of what we like and what we don't like. And we have to fucking stand on that shit. Because your power is in your fucking attention. What you are paying attention to. If you stop paying attention to it, it's gone. It can't last. It cannot sustain itself. Because you are the fucking money. So I just wanted to share that. Bye.
There it is. It's known as the Three Kings. It's way high up there.
How'd
I
that
did
get
not
there?
expect that. It's interesting that one of the most elaborate panels is probably the hardest to reach. It's pretty wild. That's not easy to get to. It's interesting how it's separate from everything else. It sits out here by itself. Good thing I brought the high zoom lens. The best way to see this is probably via picture.
Let's pause that. Check that out. I look like I feel like, is that Anubis? This looks Egyptian. In all honesty.
Oh wow, this is really neat here. Huh. P57, I'm sure some archaeological study marking at some point in time. Wow. Not to mention the sandstone here is just gorgeous.
Who cut these rocks? Cut them like butter.
Oh, here's another really neat figure over here. Also marked. Huh. Got like starbursts in his hands. Huh. Almost missed this little guy down here.
Oh, wow.
Time has reclaimed this panel. All that's left are his two little points, whatever they are. Just to give you guys an idea of scale, and this figure is probably 3.5 feet. I love how his sort of neck adornment has been like scraped and smoothed out. That's one of the more impressive things I've seen all day. Wow.
Yo, where was that at?
I don't believe you. I'm about to look through here right now watch this on YouTube. I don't believe you. Nah, I don't believe this. We about to find out for ourselves. Bruh. Oh no. It already looked like a Diddy party, all them people.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his eyes beating. I forgot. Was he drugged up? Alex was tweaking. Bro, I was watching the wrong scene. Nah! This is like a puffy party. Oh. And the crazy thing is, that's Chris Rock. That's Chris Rock. I'm not gonna lie. One of my friends used to say, since I had my mohawk, I look like Marty from Madagascar. Mario, disrespectful. I'll never forget that. That's low-key racist. Just kidding.
Yo,
But they referred.
you do though.
The Diddy party, man. 1,000 bottles. And the crazy thing is, I talked about that last video. That was what was left, bro. Man.
That's wild, man. Man, just like I said earlier, man, this whole Diddy thing, I feel like it's probably a real thing that's happening. That these things really did happen, but it's really just a huge distraction. Because if they really wanted Diddy, they could have got Diddy at any other time. They decided to get him right now, right before the election, and throw 1,000 bottles of baby oil in y'all face for y'all to go crazy and talk about. It's all over the internet. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But yeah, guys, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.